It's Listen In with KNN, the sports sound of the district. Today, we welcome a triple threat of personal trainers who have worked with some of the best athletes in the country. From training, strength, and conditioning drills, these three combine all the essentials that are needed for football players to perform at the top of their game. Get ready to be inspired and get ready to break a sweat by Stephon Brown, TJ Brown, and Stevo'n McGill, all of TopShelf Performance. They join this live stream of Listen In with KNN right now. Here's your host, Kelsey Nicole Nelson. It's Listen In with KNN, the sports sound of the district. We bring you the biggest guests, great analysis, and the hottest sports stories in the nation's capital and beyond. And we bring it to you live. Welcome to this live stream broadcast of Listen In with KNN. Here's your host, Kelsey Nicole Nelson.
All right. Hello, everyone, and happy Thursday, and welcome into another live stream edition of Listen In with KNN Sports Talk Radio Show and podcast presented right here on our home station of Fox Sports Radio. I am so excited to get into today's show with three special guests. So for this show, we went even up and higher another notch because you guys usually know I'm joined by one guest, but we're joined by some of the top trainers in today's game, training some of your favorite NFL players. We're also going to touch on HBCUs and their legacy and just so much more. So again, football fans, I'm hoping to make you happy. We already got people tuning in. Hi, Kyle, joining us from Wisconsin. Great to see you as always. And then we also got Joseph Lee in the building. So hello, everyone. Thanks again so much for joining. Appreciate it. We got a new viewer in. So again, three very special guests joining me today. But before I introduce them on, I want to show you all something super cool that I got from Nike, our very good friends at Nike. And this is especially for people with HBCUs. For those new to the show, you guys know I am an honorary Gramblinite, the daughter of a Gramblinite. My dad went to Grambling State University, cover a lot of HBCUs in this area. Matter of fact, getting ready tomorrow for Howard and Morgan State University. But to show tribute and to pay legacy, I want to show some of these brand new shoes from Nike, a part of their Yard Runners collection. Y'all have to check them out. Super cool, super nice shoes. Have a bunch of HBCUs represented. Love seeing Nike get into this. I'm doing like my first unboxing, y'all, live on air. So again, check these out. Just got these in the mail. Can't wait to debut these this weekend. These are beauties. But again, any HBCU graduates, highly recommend checking those out. And especially HBCU college students, you all will absolutely love these. But now going into the show, let me welcome on our three very special guests for today's show. I am joined first by Stevo'n McGill. I hope I got it right, Stevo'n. I love the extra emphasis you got to put in his name. It's not just Steven people. Stevo'n, how are you today?
I'm doing wonderful today. How are you?
Awesome. I'm fantastic. And to my listening audience, Stevo'n is the Chief Executive Officer, and he's the Speed, Strength, and Nutrition Coach, all right, for TopShelf Performance. That's going to be what we're talking about today. Again, TopShelf Performance Training. It gets no better than that, especially when you all hear the list of athletes that these guys have trained, some of your favorite athletes in today's game. Let's bring on next TJ Brown. He's the Chief Operating Officer and a wide receiver specialist. And we know we love wide receivers in today's game. How are you, TJ?
I'm doing good. What about yourself?
I'm fantastic. So great to have you here. Thanks again. You all are all on time. And again, we're going to talk football. My listening audience loves football. So we'll be very, very into today's show. And last but certainly not least, even joining us live from a game, we have Stephon Brown, who's the Chief Marketing Officer, also a wide receiver specialist. How are you?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I got to ask y'all first, why all the love for wide receivers? I just see wide receiver specialists. We have no love for any of the other football positions.
That we leave that up to Coach Vaughn. But me and Coach TJ, we play the position, so you know.
Awesome. I'm just joking around. Obviously, we love wide receivers in today's game. We're talking to someone based in DC, but we're actually asking more love for Terry McLaurin, who has been balling out as a wide receiver here for the Washington football team. But first, to talk about the journey and your story, I want to talk about how you all got into training and just some of your background. I'm hearing some music. I was like, did we add some extra music? Don't worry. Let's start with you first, Stevo'n. Talk about just your journey into how you even got into personal training and training some of today's top athletes.
Well, when I first started, I was coaching at Welcome Mall Park in Atlanta, Georgia, when I first moved there in 2012. And just training the kids, coaching as well. And the parents wanted to get in shape. So, we just started working on the basics, cardio and push-up squats. And I just started doing my research and trying to figure out how I could get them into the best shape possible. And then while I was in school, actually, one of my good friends played the offensive line for us. And I got, real in depth with the journey. Just getting him in shape. He lost 100 pounds. So it's like, wow, boom. Yeah. I actually might know what I'm doing. Let's keep doing this. And then, the whole journey started. I went to Clark Atlanta for business school. And then we did a business plan, a feasibility plan. It was like I was pretty much the captain or the head of the project. So I was like, why use another business when we already have our business going? Yeah. So I kind of made our name more marketable.
Right.
I thought. Okay, so this is back. So I told my professor, excuse my language, but this shit personal was the business, and we want to do it. He was like,
Let's talk about that though. I love that. This shit personal. Let's break it down. Why do we say that?
So me and TJ Brown, that's actually my cousin. So we grew up in the Florida area, went to junior college together, and we always had this little rivalry because we played Pop Warner ball together. I played DB, he played receiver, so we always push each other to go the extra mile. And we always used to get in each other's face, like it's personal. Like the only way we're gonna get there is if we push each other, because we always were, I would say, almost the underdog per se, but we always had that mindset, that dog mentality. It's personal. If you have it in your brain and in your heart that it's personal to you, this is life or death, you're gonna go the extra mile. When he didn't want to go and run, or I didn't want to go to the field, or we didn't want to eat right, stuff like that. We were like, it's personal. You want to get to the next level. So that was something that really drove us to the next level. So then, boom, fast forward to business school. Professor said it's not really marketable. I'm at home like, I want to keep the TSP concept. And I'm like, okay, so what service are we working and looking to provide?
Right.
So I was like, okay, top of the line. And I was like, top. I was like, TopShelf. And I was like, what can I do for P? I'm just sitting there like P. And I was like, duh, performance. So TopShelf Performance came, and then it just, that's all she wrote. That came, and then come to find out in 2020, this shit personal is actually marketable, and everybody loves it. So
we do.
It comes back full circle.
I say it's such a mindset to have, right? And I feel like probably the athletes you train to, every time you step on that football field, that's what it is. Like you're looking to prove yourself because it's not guaranteed. And we know about the National Football League. We're seeing all these different injuries and things. So you're literally playing for your spot, right, on that football field.
That's the biggest part. That's the biggest part, like that we emphasize, because it's like there's so many kids and so many people that go through life and feel.
Oh man, did we lose TJ?
And the easiest thing to do is to cry. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh yes, I was So I was saying, like, yeah, with the kids is a lot, and just people in life, everybody go through adversity and things, and it's the easiest thing to do is to give up, you know. So I always tell people, like, make yourself undeniable, like, take that shit personal, like, prove yourself, you know. And I think that now hindsight 20, it helps a lot of people. Be like he said, like a lot of people go through things in life, and they gotta take it personal. It's bigger than just football, so now it's a marketable thing, and you know, it actually brings out the organic part of the business as well. Like,
yeah, I completely agree with you. Like, I'm already seeing that on a shirt that I need to be wearing, right? Because again,
don't worry about it. We got plenty of hats for you. We got plenty of hats. You just send us an address. We got them all day. Don't worry about it. Any color you want.
I will be sending the address after the show. Like, I want to rock it because that's what it is. And I think again, when you take pride in something, it is personal, especially when you care a lot about something. And like you all have said, you've even transcended beyond football. I do want to talk about the football athletes that you have, but TJ, let's talk about your journey into joining Top Shelf Performance. I know y'all are cousins, but again, let's talk about you becoming now the co-CEO, wide receiver specialist. You actually also played ball in Raleigh, North Carolina. So tell us about your journey.
So yeah, my college journey was a little rocky. You know, I started off at a Division I at Eastern Kentucky University. Some things happened, and I ended up going to junior college. And I got talked into going to this one school, and things wasn't what it was. And I ended up going to another school, which was probably like an hour and a half away. But during that transition out there, the easiest thing to do out there in junior college, if anybody knows, like, is to give up and go home. Because you struggle with all type of things, like trying to make sure you get another D1 scholarship out of there. You got to struggle to eat. You got to struggle to get to school every day. It was even at one point, I didn't have an apartment. And me and Stevo'n went to different schools, but his school was like 2 hours away from mine, or like an hour and a half. And I would get up every morning, hop on the train, catch the train to school, in the afternoon, catch the train back to his house, an hour and a half, like doing what I got to do to get to where I'm trying to go. So that's kind of like where this came from, you know, just pushing myself every day. And I've always been the type of person to like work out on my own or train on my own. Before it was a cool thing to do. Now I was kind of always that person to do what I got to do, the extra to get where I'm trying to go. And, you know, when I come home from school, kids want to work out with me, different stuff like that. My cousin, Stevo'n's brother, TJ, he plays in the league now. Just training him, and Steph was getting ready for pro day around that time. I had just got done with college, and I was training him. And, you know, it just happened organically, and God just showed me, like, this is what you're supposed to be doing in life. Like, it's bigger than what you want to do. This is what I need you to do. Like, I need you to help guide these kids and help motivate these kids to get up off their butt and get out here and work, because ain't nobody gonna give you nothing in life. Like, so we could teach them that through football, it's gonna help them later on in life. Like I always say, I think
all right.
TJ,
all right, I think we got you back, TJ. You were going in and out, and your story was so well. Keep going.
Oh yeah, I was saying, like, football, it just teaches you so much, like to fight through adversity, hard work, dedication, accountability, being where you need to be when you need to be there. Because in life, you know, like, if you ain't on time for your job and you keep not being on time, you ain't gonna have no job. So it's kind of the same thing, like football, like especially when you get to the NFL, like it's not just football no more. Like, it's your job. And I commend like guys like Calvin Ridley, because I never hear him say, I'm going to play football, or I got a game tomorrow, or I got to go to the practice facility tomorrow. He's always, I got to go to work tomorrow. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I got a meeting tomorrow. So just treating it like that, I think football helps out. And that's kind of where I started. Like, just, it happened organically, just me going through the things I've been through and always being a hard worker of my own, and people gravitated toward it, and it went off from there.
Yeah, you have to have that self-motivation, right? And perseverance to kind of have a goal, but work towards it. I think so often people know what they want, but are you willing to put the work in? And that's what athletes have to do, right? Their journey. I mean, as many of us wish we could just wake up and boom, be a great wide receiver. It just doesn't happen that way. You got to put a lot of work in, and then you have to work to stay there. You have new guys coming out every single year that are looking for your spot. And again, even in life, like you said, at a job, you have to prove yourself at a job because there's other people who will gladly come and step into your place. And Coach, now I want to get you on, Coach Brown, from Atlanta, Georgia, attended Western Kentucky University where you played wide receiver. Tell us more about your journey and how you kind of joined this family and Top Shelf Performance.
Well, I mean, I'm the baby brother, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, but seriously though, like these two, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing without them. You know what I'm saying? Just as far as like them bringing me in, not even just the training, but just, you know, like TJ was training me for free. Like I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have the money to, you know what I'm saying? Like pay him at the time because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I was working, you know what I mean? But before then, I went to prep school out of high school. I went there first. Originally was supposed to go to MTSU. Some things happened. I ended up going to WKU. I played for Coach Taggart, played for Coach Petrino, played for Coach Brown, a whole bunch of different coaches. But, you know, fought through some injuries. Like, I didn't have, like, a decorated career like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? But I just prided myself on working hard. And, you know what I'm saying? I could have left and went other places, but I'm going to stick it out. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be the first person in my family to get a degree. So that was more important to me than, you know what I'm saying? Like, than moving around trying to play ball. So I ended up getting my degree. And I caught TJ, like, on the back end as far as, like, training, you know what I'm saying? Because he was still in school, you know what I'm saying, chasing his dreams. So it was just always a thing like, okay, he'd get off work. Like I was, you know what I'm saying, working, trying to give me some little money or whatever like that. But he was like, well, just meet me here. We're going to get it in. You know what I'm saying? Like he was talking about Stevo'n, brother TJ. He's in CFL right now. Like we all were grinding it out together. Like Vaughn would push me, you know what I'm saying? Like lifting weights, like running hills, you know what I'm saying? Like just doing the stuff other people wouldn't do. And I just felt like they looked at me like he worked hard, you know what I'm saying? Like he ain't complaining. Like he out here in the heat, you know what I'm saying? He ain't got to be out here, you know? And the opportunity came where I could go coach back at my school, like where I went to school. I was an assistant, you know what I'm saying, like whatever like that. But I was just like, I was looking for a way to get out of Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, to find me a way and do something different. Ended up getting me a second degree, got some experience coaching. And I came back home, like, you know, and I tried to start my own little, you know what I'm saying, my own little training stuff. Vaughn called me one day. They both were on the phone, and they were like, "Look, man, you need to just be with us." You know what I'm saying? Like,
come join us. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because it was just like the name that I picked. There was somebody else stuff, and all time I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So it was the reality of it. But you know, like being big brothers, like they kept me in line and told me what I needed to do, and you know what I'm saying. Like as far as everything was going, like Vaughn was with me, like when I worked out for the Rams. And, you know, like TJ was there, like they've been there with me, so I know his family like always. So I just told myself like, okay, if I'm gonna do this thing, like I gotta find out how I can get in and bring something to the table. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to just be around and, you know what I'm saying, not have nothing going on or not really know like what I could do. You know what I'm saying? So I got to meeting people, like got to networking. Like TJ had already been training like NFL guys, so he would introduce me to them, and Vaughn would introduce me to like other people he would know and stuff like that. Like he had a gym we would start going to, so we just started just, you know what I'm saying, like what can we do next? Like we started doing videos, we started meeting people, we started, you know what I'm saying, like making it a trend. You know what I'm saying? So, and I was still coaching high school ball, so I'm like, where I coach at now, like Coach Bobby May, he's my head coach. Like I'm doing an interview right now. Like he's on the field. He said, "Man, it's cool because he understands what I do." You know what I'm saying? So when it got going a little bit, we was like, man, like we could really we could make something shake. You know what I'm saying? Like we could do something. You know what I'm saying? Like and people, like he said, organically, like people were just hitting us up. Like we weren't hitting people up to come work out with us. It was just like. He was like, bro, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go out here. Whoever show up, show up. If they don't show up, like, we'll split the money, like, whatever we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, just do, you know what I mean? Like, that way, because it wasn't never about the money with us. It was just like, we want to get these folks opportunities that we didn't have. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if I would have got them sooner, I would have been fine. We probably wouldn't even be having this type of conversation right now. You know what I'm saying? Me being the baby brother. But I just say, like I tell people all the time, like, I wouldn't, as a trainer, I would not be like what I am if it wasn't for them, just because it's like it was always family oriented. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got something to do, like they gonna support what I do. Like if I'm doing something, they doing something, we're gonna support each other. Like it was never just a one-sided type thing. You know what I'm saying? And people starting to see that because it went from, people always know us as, you know what I'm saying, top shelf performers, like we TSP, but everybody know like the trend is this shit personal. Like that just is what it is. We're gonna take it personal no matter what. Like if you feel like you could tell us something that we don't feel like that's the case, we're gonna show you. It ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like we started our own wave and people starting to ride it, and we, you know what I'm saying, we getting the notoriety for it because they was in it a long time before me. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like, okay, I know this person, I know that person. Let's y'all meet them so we could do this. You get what I'm saying? So it just made it worthwhile for everybody.
And y'all did a great job. And that's why I have y'all here now on this interview talking about the great stuff that you've done. And I'm so happy that you touched on the journey. You know, even for me, I think about, I just finished my first year last season with the Washington football team, working with them. So I've covered on the pro level, even before that, before working with the football team. I was the team reporter here for the Washington Valor. So I know about guys that played in the Arena Football League. I've worked in the minor football league as a host. I feel like I've met guys on each level. And they'll tell you, I know about their journeys and their stories. And that's honestly why I love being in sports reporting, because I say all the time, you know, people know the glory, but not the story. And so we see these guys sit up on Sundays and even tonight for Thursday night games, or, you know, even if it's the Monday night game. But, you know, how did they get there? And then you even think about the guys that got injured. Like, I mean, I think Dak Prescott is a living, breathing example of that. We saw his injury. People were so scared about his shoulder and if he'd bounce back. And lo and behold, we're talking about the Cowboys just being a great team in the National Football League. I know I heard some feelings here in DC saying that, but it's just true, right? I'm just going by what we're seeing.
Right.
All that to say, this is why, again, I'm glad that y'all are here. I think the TSP way is what separates y'all out among some of the other training kind of things that are out there. And I want to talk about this list because you guys, when I say some of these names, so I'm going to tell y'all, I asked Des, I said, all right, can you give me some of the names of that these guys trained? And I'm thinking he's going to send me like 3 or 4 or, you know, like 5. He sends me this long list and these like huge names. So I got to shout y'all because I got to brag on y'all for those out there who are football fans. Just listen to some of these names. CeeDee Lamb, all right, Cowboys fans, we'll stay there. Daron Payne, right, here in Washington. Kyle Pitts with the Falcons, all right. DJ Dallas with the Seahawks. Huge name that y'all are training. So I want to talk about how you guys have been able to kind of attract this top tier talent to train with y'all. And let's also talk about some of the stuff that we're seeing on game days. What are you teaching these guys that really makes them stand out amongst the rest? I'll go back to you, Coach McGill, to start with this one.
I think all of it really came from just sharpening and staying true to our craft. Coach TJ always harped on drills that translate. So doing that and staying true to what we know and what we do, and just the hard work and dedication of like I said, mastering our craft. I believe that shines to people who know about the hard work, who you know, okay, God-given ability only goes so far. That'll get you, you know, maybe All-American in college, but putting that together with hard work and the preparation to get to that next level is what gets you to the next level. And I think that shined through. And Coach Brown going to Coach Steph, excuse me, because it's 2 Browns. But Coach Steph, I love Coach Steph going to the collegiate level, and I also was, I did some work at the University of Miami where I met DJ actually. So that and gaining more knowledge, just being an open book and always being ready, to learn and to grow and to pass it off to our brothers. Like, I learned so much from these guys, and I love how they sharpen their craft and bring in big names just off the the organic aspect of what we bring to the table. And I think that's just pretty much how everything just blossomed.
Yeah, just
blessing, for real.
I'm gonna say some more names because I'm bragging on y'all because y'all have done y'all put the work in. We're talking about McCole Hardman for the Chiefs, Van Jefferson for the Rams, Jerry Jeudy, the Broncos. Again, y'all, these are huge names that these guys are training. Calvin Ridley, the Falcons, Amari Rodgers, the Packers. I mean, these are huge names that you all are training. I think it says something when these top tier athletes want to train with you, and we're seeing some of the work that they did with you. We had a comment that we look in Washington. He said, we need a new trainer. You never know the future. We got to in Washington, so we'll see how that plays out in Washington.
I'm coming to DC.
We know some guys to call y'all.
Mr. Lee, I'm coming to DC, Mr. Lee.
But let's go to you next, Coach Brown. Like, when I say some of these names, and of course you know firsthand, I mean, what does that say about you all? Again, that we're getting top tier NFL athletes that want to work with you all, and we're seeing some of their training techniques that they've learned from you all on game days, and we're seeing much success from it.
I mean, I just say it's like TJ always went back and said, like, even when I first started, you know, it was just, we would always go back to what we knew. You know what I'm saying? Now, it goes from what we know to what we could sharpen up. We watch a lot of film. We critique each other. Like, we make videos. We ask, like, okay, should I put this here, or what are we teaching in this, or like stuff like that. But then also, we like asking the guy, like, what do they teach y'all? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do they teach you how to get in and out your breath? How do they teach you this technique to, you know what I'm saying, do this or do that? But we also try to, you know what I'm saying, like, we don't try to make it seem like we know everything. And I think that's why everybody, you know what I'm saying, like, decides to come deal with us, because it's like we trying to learn too. We trying to be flies on the wall and sponges. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never felt like, you know, I knew enough. You know, like, people think I know a lot, but it's like, nah, like, I'm learning every day. You know what I'm saying? I learn something from TJ and Vaughn every day, football related or non-football related. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I feel like as a coach or as a trainer, or, you know what I'm saying, even a big brother or a mentor or whatever, like, you still got to keep growing. You still got to keep learning. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying, like, guys like Red and E. Cole and, you know what I'm saying, Amari and guys like that, like, they believe in what we do. You know what I'm saying? And not just believing in what we do on the field, like, we could talk to them out the field. Like, if something going on, or, you know what I'm saying, they could hit us up or call us if they got a problem, or, you know what I'm saying, we get them advice on how to go about stuff and not do things the right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the reason why, like, 'cause I know some people look at us like, how do you people over there with them? Like, where do they come from? Like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's deeper than that. It's like, people always say it's deeper than ball, but it really is, though. Like, it seriously is. It's not, I don't, like TJ, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, we always say, we never asked nobody to come work out with us. Like, we never, you know what I'm saying? Like, we never hit them up or whatever like that. Like, if they want to do it, they know how to get in contact with us, or, you know what I'm saying? Word of mouth is everything, and social media, like, it changed the world a lot. But I just always told myself, like, me personally, like, in this, like, I'm going to always stay true to me. Because when I was coaching college ball, it was like, you know, it's a way you have to do things. You know what I'm saying? Now in this field, I can, you know what I'm saying, dress how I want, or, you know what I'm saying, speak how I want to, or, you know what I'm saying, give it to them real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not a person that sugarcoat nothing. So if I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you on the real. So I'm not telling you just to, you know what I'm saying, say I told you. You get what I'm saying?
Right. No, and that's needed. And I think, honestly, that's probably why the guys like working with you all, because you keep it real with them. And then you're also able to talk their language. And to that point, let me transition this next question to you, TJ. To be 3 successful Black men in this business, I mean, how important is that for you all, that the athletes can probably see themselves for you? And much like you all are demonstrating, life after football, right? Life off the football field, where you can still be in coaching, right? And you're still on the football field that way. Right. But I think it probably just speaks volumes to, honestly, what they can be in probably the next phase of their life.
I mean, honestly, like I said, this all happened organically with me. Like, I didn't know I wanted to be a coach, or I wanted to be a trainer growing up. Like, I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I'm from South Florida. All I know is football. You know what I'm saying? Right. So my whole life, all I knew was football. Like, you asked me in college, what's your major? Football, you know?
Yeah.
So everybody has this big dream of going to the NFL, you know, but sometimes it doesn't work out like that. And if I feel like if I knew I wanted to be a coach or a trainer when I was younger, or if I had somebody like me that showed me, like, hey, you know, you could be a coach and still, you know what I'm saying, be in the game and still be cool and be who you are, you know what I'm saying? If I had somebody like that to show me, like, it'd have been a lot of difference. So I feel like with these kids, sorry, my computer. With these kids, like, I just think it's good to have somebody like us to, like, show them, like, you can do this, and like what we doing is still cool. Like I said earlier, like, I feel like we, like, kind of one of the people that made it cool to, like, do what we doing, like, to be trainers. Right. But, like, nowadays everybody wants to be a trainer, or everybody say they're a trainer, but, like, who really know what they're talking about? Who really put in the time to understand
that part? Yeah.
So that goes back to the last question you asked, which was the drills that translate. So everything we do, we wanted to make sure that it translates over to the game. Like,
right.
We don't want to just have these kids out here running through drills and to get them tired. You know, we want to have them doing something that they're going to actually be able to use in a real game.
Yeah.
So I feel like what we're doing, we're making it.
I was going to ask you, could you, like, because I feel like we hear that. to that point, I feel like we hear that players are going through all this training and these different drills, but let's actually talk about what you all are doing with them. I know you guys represent the nutrition aspect of it, the strength part aspect of it, the speed aspect of it. So physically and mentally, like what's this training actually look like for these guys when they're working with you all?
So it might just be catered to in-game movements. So kind of some of the same movements that they're going to work while running a route or coming off the line as a release, getting them to work different ways to move a defender off his spot. Just having them working those different movements that they're going to use on the field that they may not, just sharpen it up a little bit. So those are kind of the drills we kind of tender to, is the ones that gonna be spot on, what you can use in the game, not nothing you could just be out here just doing just to do. So.
Right. Like, so the real game kind of aspect is what you call it.
No, just exactly what he said. Just things that sharpen the tools to make them do. Like, I love how these guys evolve the training to just ball security and keeping the ball away from a defender and controlling your body in the air, like things like that. People are not teaching. Like it's evolved so much. Like I wouldn't trade these two for the world. Like for real. Like you have to understand. If we could compare old videos and videos now, you'll see how things are just evolved.
It's completely different. But it's a trip though, like when you really think about it, because Vaughn used to tell us all the time, like, we have to, get these guys like the strength and conditioning they also need, to carry that over, because you can't be running routes all day and you can't deadlift or you can't, so we would always talk about like what can we do outside of this to strengthen them, like we sent out to Vaughn moved back to South Florida. We sent our guys to a place called Adapt Athlete. My guy Reza's son that's in there. Like me and TJ were doing a drill one day. Like TJ, we were at a field. We had a hill, and we had our guys like decelling down the hill. You know what I'm saying? But we just doing it for the route. But he was like, man, you don't even know that's like ACL and MCL prevention. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even know that. So it's like we still learning as we going. But it's like we thinking, okay, this is something to help our guy, but not even knowing it's something to strengthen. You know what I'm saying? Their legs. And, you know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that. Just learn like, okay, like the drills that we doing are actually, you know what I'm saying? Like they help. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think that's so important because unfortunately, I think we've all seen far too many ACL injuries, and we're only week 5 of football. So that's something I think that's important. Can I have a request for y'all? Because I've seen a lot of poor and bad tackling. Can we somehow incorporate this?
Definitely.
I've seen too much.
Coach Vaughn got you on that part.
Definitely. We're coming with a whole coaching and tackling clinic, everything.
We need that. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Put in the comments if you see just enough bad tackling games. And again, it's no offense to the guys, but we just want to see it better. But again, what you all are doing, it means so much. And again, you guys have proven this with the athletes that you have. And so just talking more about top shelf performance, because I really want to hammer this point home. I'll start with you. Let's start with you, Stevo'n. What makes it different? What separates it from the rest? And like you said, so if there's a guy out there listening now that's like, man, I've been looking for a good trainer. I'm enjoying this conversation that they have. What would your pitch be?
This all comes from love. If you're looking for anything that, that is conducive to you, as not only, I'm talking to parents as well, not only to your young man as an athlete, but your young man as a young man growing into a man, come to Top Shelf. No, I'm playing. But that's where we really stem from. It comes from love. We really base this off of reaching the community. Like we love seeing our young guys turn into young men, and then they go on and they live their life in sports, and you catch them off the field. They're wonderful men as well.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing, like TJ loves to say, it's organic, but it's really just bred from love. Like the name itself came from love that I have for TJ and TJ has for me. We wouldn't let each other fail. We know what we've been. We know where we're trying to go. So that's where it all comes from.
that kid out there that you feel like nobody believe in you.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make them believe.
It's for you. It's for you.
It's
and
for
I think
you. Definitely.
the self-worth is so real because I think
kids that.
Go ahead, TJ. I want to hear this pitch. I feel
it's just
like
about putting that work in.
Out there listening right now, that's like, man, I feel like I can be a part of this family and feel the love that you all are putting out there.
There's so many kids.
Yeah.
There's so many kids out here that's they feel doubted, or they doubt themselves, or they feel like people doubt them. And
right.
They want to quit football, or they transfer to all these different schools, or whatever the case may be. Like, that's what we fall in hand, because we had that personal relationship with them that's bigger than just the drills and stuff that we doing on the field. Like, I really care about you as a person. Like, I want to see you succeed in life. Like, don't give up on. They tell you can't do it. Show them that you can. Like, make yourself undeniable. Like, put the work in to do it, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't just gonna happen. And there's a lot of kids out here that's lost and just don't understand that. And some of the kids that's highly.
Oh, I know what he's about to say.
The recruiting process and getting caught up in all these offers and stuff, and they forget the progress of the work that it took to get them there, or that it's gonna take to once you get to college to get out of there. So like, I just like to get kids to understand like the bigger picture and just get them to understand like, man, you could really do anything you want to do in life if you put your mind to it. Like it's a cliche statement. Like, you hear it so much, you've been hearing it since you were a child. Like, you can do anything you put your mind to it if you just put your mind to it. Like, but it's so true. Like, you want to. It's just like, so it was an older cat told me, like, if your mom told you you can't go to a party, what you gonna do? You gonna go clean some dishes, go ask to wash her car, try to clean the basement, whatever the case may be. You gonna find anything. Something. You gonna find anything you can do so you can go to that party.
Make a way.
If you could do that same thing to football, whatever it is you want to achieve in life,
you can do it. That's powerful words, and I think to be told that, because I think unfortunately sometimes in society people are so quick to tell us what we can't do, telling us what we can do. And something I love that you all do is we're normalizing saying I love you, and I think that's something that we need to especially normalize, frankly, amongst Black men. It's okay to say I love you, right, and to show love.
But it's
go ahead, Coach Brown.
That's the part, like the part you just hit home with right there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are my big brothers. Like, I love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think with us, like, to the question that you asked, the thing that we bring different, you know what I'm saying, to everybody, we love our kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't look at them like clients. We look at them like little brothers. You know what I'm saying? Or older brother, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the kids, you know what I'm saying? I think another thing we bring to the table is, like, we have college coaching experience. You know what I'm saying? We could tell you what these coaches are looking for. Like, I'm sitting here looking at my other phone right now. Like, me and TJ, we were talking to other schools earlier about kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, we calling for people. We calling people for kids. Like, we emailing. We trying to get kids in the school, you know what I'm saying, to take that stress off your mama back and let her know, like, if your son put this work in with us, it's not about the money. It's about, you know what I'm saying, getting him an opportunity. Whatever he do with it after that, that's on him. You know what I'm saying? But we can help him do what we need to do and guide him, you know what I'm saying, in the right place to, you know what I'm saying? I tell kids all the time,
and if he acting up at home, and if he acting up at home or at school, we gonna roll.
We own him.
We gonna roll.
Ain't none of that. We deal with a lot of single mothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't really have like that father figure, or that big brother, that uncle, somebody that's there. You know what I'm saying, to get on them kids. So if you don't want to do, just send them up, just drop them off. We'll take care of.
We got you.
Yeah. We got you. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't gonna whoop you or nothing.
No. And if you don't want to do what we're trying to get you to do, you ain't got to come back. It's cool. We're not tripping.
That's such a big part, because I remember sometimes, you know, when it was one thing to get in trouble with your parents. It was another thing to also get in trouble with coach and running suicide, whatever they had you doing. You just go home hurting, needing that ice bath.
That embarrassed you.
Back to that, to go back to those days. But it's real. And, you know, something else I want to touch with you all on, and it's a question I get a lot, especially you, Stevo'n, going to a HBCU. A lot of people were disappointed, right, in the last year's draft. We're looking at HBCU guys trying to get a chance in the next level of the National Football League. So curious to hear from you, your experience working with HBCU athletes, and, you know, how do you think we can create just a more level playing field for these guys to get adequate, real looks to play on that next level in the NFL?
I love that question. What Coach Prime doing at Jackson State is ridiculous.
Yes.
I just listen. That right there is like making all our ancestors proud, and they just like God put him there for a reason. But yeah, like TJ just said, we got to buy in as a culture. Great, black players cannot be scared to go back to HBCUs and give back.
Stars.
No, 5 stars can't be scared to go there and play. Like you bring the exposure there. There's a lot of hidden gems at HBCUs. A lot of great players like that could play on Sunday, that could play in the NBA. And like it's a possibility for them to get exposure if they just get that right person in the door. And I feel like
Not
it's
even
like
just the exposure,
coach,
the coaching as well. The coaching
yeah,
as well.
exactly.
That's why Deion getting some of these 4 stars and 3-star guys, because they know they can go there. I can go there and Coach Prime gonna get me right. So if we can get more coaches or more people to start, more of these higher
to coach the talent up to the level,
coach the talent that's in the HBCU world, that's gonna be able to bring the kids. But like I said, it starts with us as a culture first wanting to do it. Like it's gonna start with the coaches. With the coaches, that these bigger schools want to take that chance and go down to change the culture, because once they do that, the kids will fall in line. It can be just as big. I went to HBCU, so I understand like some kids go through. So what Prime is doing is like, it's amazing.
It's huge.
Under Armour to the school, they was already in contract. Man, they were already in contract with another. With another company, I don't know if it was Russell or whatever. Coach Prime, man, hey, shout out to you.
Under Armour, get out of there.
Eddie George at Tennessee State. At Tennessee State, shout out to you.
We're changing that narrative, which I think is so important. And look, all my
a lot of good programs.
University. And so and then you think about the great football talent. Y'all look at the Hall of Famers that Jackson State University has. We're putting new emphasis on this school, but again, making sure that these athletes can get the same adequate looks because there's real talent there. So I think what Deion did, what Eddie George is doing, like this is needed. And we need our athletes, as you all said, to come back, give back, all right, to these schools and universities and colleges. It's been so much fun chatting with y'all. I feel like we can talk all day. We're excited for Thursday Night Football. I know y'all are excited to see some of your athletes. But before I let y'all go, how can people find out more information? How can a guy out there listening get in contact with you all? Like, give us all the good details. Do you all travel? Do you come here to the DC area and show us love? Or do we got to travel down south and get some good food and some good football?
We'll come wherever.
We go wherever, man. We get flued out too. We wherever though, like we pull up to different cities. Coming this spring, we definitely gonna be attacking different cities with our camps. We're just trying to come full steam ahead and like give the world what we had to offer. So it's not hard to get in contact with us. Yeah, we do all different ages.
Yeah, so we're gonna get together.
We started 4 years old.
A tour. Yeah, starting all the way at 4. So we're gonna get together a tour going around the country, and then a tour going around the country. But like Coach TJ said, we'll give details. You can follow me on Instagram at TopShelf.fit, and also our website is on there, and you get the rest of the guys' handle.
That's awesome. Yeah, give your Instagram handle so people can follow you, Coach Brown.
Yes, mine is, my regular page is Coach Brown _MDN. And my training page is TopShelf _Steph. And you can also, like if you want to book or anything like that, you can also go on the Total 360 page as well.
Yes, and we got to shout out Total 360. A special shout out to Total 360 for bringing us all together.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Shout out Dave Davidson, man. He the man with the plan.
Shout him out.
Yes, and look, great people. Another great Black man that started a company and a business and has really grown to help give exposure to so many people, to so many athletes. And again, this is why I'm so glad about the work y'all are doing. Keep up the great work. You guys saw all the great comments. Thank you, everyone, too, for chiming in. I mean, I think you guys saw the comment. We have people now. And Chris Pompey that's listening to the show. Yes, it's not too late to start getting into radio at 49. Don't let anybody tell you that's too late to ever achieve your dream.
What you got to do.
do what you have to do, and you can change careers too. That's the great thing about it too. And you can be doing multiple things, right? I'm a broadcaster, I'm a professor. I do so many different things because I have so many different interests. But I say, as long as you have a passion for it and you're going to put work in and do it well.
Where's my boy D Law? Figure it out.
You go.
Where's my boy D Law?
But we love it though, because you helping us build our brand as well, and we appreciate you and everything.
Definitely appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all coming on. This was so much fun. We'll be in contact, and I'm sure again we probably have crossed some paths. I'm sure talked to some of the guys that you all have trained, but I think it's so important for people to see the story behind these great athletes. And the athletes will tell y'all many times if you talk to athletes, they'll thank their trainers and everybody else that truly believed in them and helped them to put work in. Thank you all again so much. You all got the chime in box buzzing. Look, even my mom's showing y'all some love. You know if you're good with the black mother.
Okay,
Mom,
dude. Yeah.
We'll be in DC soon. We'll be in DC very soon.
DC wants y'all. Y'all said in the comments. They're like, bring y'all to Washington. So again, yes.
Let's do it.
We're going to be there soon.
Special thanks to y'all joining me from Atlanta. And again, everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much. Follow them on Instagram. Great show today. Of course, you guys know in the last show we had Andre Reed. And again, we're going to keep bringing y'all just some very special guests on the shows. Breaking down football. We'll also dive into some basketball because basketball is also here. We've got baseball. I mean, what a time to be a sports fan. What a time to be a sports fan in October. Thank y'all so much. Stay safe. Appreciate you joining me. And Coach Brown, back to the game. So I'll let you get back to the game.
And I'm walking out here right now. I'm about to walk in the
locker
room right now.
See y'all later.
Y'all be safe.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Thanks again so much. And for everyone for tuning in. The chat box was chiming. I'm so thankful to each and every one of you all that join the show each and every week. Cannot do it without you all. We have brand new audio shows dropping this week. So check that out. iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify. Be sure to download and subscribe. A very special thanks to my team that helps me get to this together each and every week. We're also bringing on board new sponsors. So I want to shout them out and also give them some love. Again, I could not do the show without you all. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Brand new podcast again dropping this month. We have Dugout Mugs coming on. We have a Nike representative coming on and just so many special guests that just want to share their story and tell it to you all. So I'll let you all now get prepared for Thursday night football as we enter week 5. And again, just so thankful to each and every one of you for just being truly amazing and tuning into the show. Again, we'll be back live. Thank you all for all these great comments. It means so much to me. We keep it real on the show. And again, I want you all to chime in and interact, because these guests come on not just to talk to me, but to talk to you all. See you guys back next week, Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll have a very special guest joining us. We have some guests coming up from USA Track and Field. We have some college athletes coming on, again, talking about football. And we're going to help you break it down. And also, don't forget, Sunday, 11:45 a.m. Eastern time, join me on the Draft Network for the Money Down Show, where we talk about sports betting, give you all advice and tips and so much more to hopefully help you all win some big money on Sunday. Have a great day, y'all. Bye, guys. Enjoy football.
Follow Kelsey on social media at The Real K Nelson. Catch episodes of Listen In with KNN on YouTube, on air at AM 1340 and 96.9 FM Fox Sports Radio, on Facebook and Twitter, and online at KelseyNicoleNelson.com. Thank you for watching this live stream broadcast of Listen In with KNN.
Listen In with KNN on Fox Sports Radio now offers official Kelsey Nicole Nelson apparel in a variety of styles for men and women. Fashionable shirts, leggings, hats, jackets, and more. Order now and get 15% off and free shipping. Just enter promo code KNN. Get your Listen In with KNN wearables today. And check out Listen In with KNN on Fox Sports Radio with Kelsey Nicole Nelson.
Follow Kelsey on social media at The Real.